Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Trashy. Today, we're going to be doing a reaction. We are watching the. I haven't watched it yet. And then after that, we might be watching the LinusTechTips video on it, just for like more details and stuff, because apparently this has been getting leaked a lot. And I haven't been keeping up alright. I've been sick, if you can hear in my voice. I'm on the last legs of it. We finished God of War 2018, and straight after, I said that I was going to do daily or almost daily videos. Instantly got sick after that. I was like, all right, well, me then I guess. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Yeah, I have no clue what to expect for this Switch to look like. All right, guessing. Okay, yeah. This is. Oh wait, was that a second USB-C? Okay, that's cool. That's one thing that I like about uh is it the Steam Deck that does the two ports, or is it one of the other handheld PCs? Um it's one of the handheld PCs that does multiple, or a lot of them do. I can't remember which one it is specifically that I'm thinking of, but it's great for like when you're like sitting in bed. So your hands are on your lap and the cord is like not like being bent. So it's cool to have it on top, so the cord doesn't get bent and broken and stuff. That's cool. One thing that I am worried about. Oh, I like how they have the rubbers on the bottom there, because they don't on. Oh, never mind, they do. I've just never noticed them. They do on the Switch. Um, I'm worried. The only thing that I'm worried about is I'm pretty sure it is compatible. I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed now that Switch 1 games work in the Switch 2, but that's like the one thing that I was worried about. It wasn't going to support Switch 1 games. Okay, see, with them being bigger, it might be a lot less want for me to change them, because on they're too small for my hand on regular Switch, so I ended up getting the bin block controls. So much more comfortable. So maybe if the Joy Cons are just bigger in general, maybe that would be uh fucking easier to use. I'm hoping they've fixed like the stick drift in the regular Joy Cons, like in the Joy Cons though. Okay, maybe that was hinting towards it being fixed, like the analog stick spinning. I don't know. I'm putting pieces together that probably aren't there. Um, I like that it's blacked out. If the Switch OLED had a blacked out version, that's the version that I would have got, but they didn't, so I got the white version. So I'm really liking that. It's just base base models blacked out. they going to be able to be used like mice? Because I remember something being said, like a rumor or something, that you, that Switch was gonna have like a mice capability, like a PC capability. Like I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Like moving around like a mouse, and just then they were quite literally moving around like real mice. And if would this be like a sensor maybe, or is that just like the magnet for them to clip in? I could just be spouting nonsense. I do wonder how well that's going to work. Like the magnetic, like, is it going to be better than the slides, like the rails? Is it going to be more prone to breaking? Is this Mario Kart 8? Or is this a new one? I haven't played much of number 8, so I have no clue. But why would they put. It has to be like a new Mario Kart, right? Because there's no way they'd be using a last gen game on a new gen console release. That's hype because there hasn't been one since the Wii U, right? Because uh, Mario Kart 8 was a Wii U release, wasn't it? Okay, the dock isn't as small as I thought it was going to be because there was like a. I remember something being that it was going to be more like cut off there. 2025. Yeah, here it is. Exclusive games. Yeah, as well as Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. Certain is that like the Wii Fit? I just said the Ring Fit and stuff because the controls would be too big to fit in the Ring Fit. And holy shit, you actually do get a pretty good comparison between the two sizes. It also looks like the edges here are a bit more round than here. Kind of looks like the L and R button go like lower as well, which I mean, cool. Didn't really bother me how about the regular L and R's. I also love that base model has a OLED. It's great. Nintendo Direct. All right. Uh, that's That's not the 4th of February, that's right, because it's Nintendo of America, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the 2nd of April. Alright, it looks really nice. It looks really clean. Um I'm gonna my only thing about it was okay, my face is like uh reddened out from the screen. Um my only thing was I just really want to play like Tears of the Kingdom and stuff on 60 frames, not 30 or below 30 sometimes even, because the Switch 1 is just severely under trying to think of words. It doesn't have the performance it needs to be able to play the games that it has. Um and I'm hoping that the Switch 2 has really like significantly better than the Switch One. Because I would love to play like, because I played Dark Souls One on a friend's Switch once, and it was really great. I'd love to see like Dark Souls 3 on the Nintendo Switch 2 and stuff. I don't think we're ever gonna get ever. I don't think we're gonna get Elden Ring on a Switch on like Nintendo device for fucking yonks because it's just it barely runs on PC. All right, that's a joke by the way. It's just uh I've got a 4060 and VRAM is shit on that thing. It's only 8 gigs of VRAM. Other than that, it's still a pretty good GPU. Let's go and have a look at this Linus video now. Now, the only reason why I want to watch Linus's video on it is because, well, tech related stuff, I usually just go to Linus's videos because I trust their channel the most. So getting details for the Switch 2 and stuff would be a lot more trustworthy on his channel, I feel like. And his content's just amazing. I love LinusTechTips channel. It's great. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Oh, again, also all links to these videos and channels will be in the description below, so check them out. Original content needs to be supported.
Nintendo spends a shocking amount of time and energy antagonizing the gaming community. And yet, I bought a Wii, I bought a Wii U, I bought a Switch, I bought an OLED.
True. We've had multiple regular Wiis in my childhood. We never had a Wii U, I don't believe. I never had the regular Switch, but I had the Switch Lite and then the OLED. This exact one, to be honest.
Switch, and I'm gonna buy a Switch too. Why?
Same.
Because nobody does what Nintendo do. I mean, who else could tease an upcoming console with the performance of a generation and a half old competing machine, and yet have the community say, sounds great, because the games for it are going to rock. Speaking of community scuttlebutt, this may be the most leaked Nintendo hardware ever, and on top of the official announcement, there is a lot.
Okay, yeah, like I was saying, it was leaked a lot. I never really saw any leaks. I've been very not connected with leaks and stuff with this the past couple of days or months, however long it's been getting leaked for.
More that we know, or at least mostly know, that makes us pretty excited about the Switch 2. Let's begin the adventure of sorting through it all.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
No way. Did we get a Switch?
Is this going to be a segue to the sponsor? I am also going to be buying a Switch 2, let's be honest.
Switch 2 early? Of course. It's our sponsor, D-Brand. The Mad Lads are doing it. They're making a kill switch case, this time for the Switch 2. You can sign up to get notified when it drops at dbrand.com/switch2.
I love the LinusTechTips intro.
Nintendo gave us a mere 2-minute, 22-second tour of their attempt number 2 at a hybrid console. But while at first glance you might think it was pretty light on the details, the keen-eyed have been gleaning a ton of info. Let's start with the good news. Given Nintendo's track record of following up their most successful launches with hyper-confusingly named successors, a simple 2 on the end of the name feels like a pretty smart move, especially given that the vision for the Switch 2 seems to be remarkably similar to the original, just in a substantially larger package.
Yeah, that's one thing that was getting said when that the Switch 2 was going to be like just a straight up console, not a hybrid, which just wouldn't make sense. The name is Switch because it switches from console to handheld. I believe that's why it's called Switch, at least. If not, well then let me know in the comments, because I mean that makes sense, doesn't it? Switches between console and handheld.
That actually looks a lot like the handheld gaming PCs that seem
It does. It looks is it the Lenovo one that looks most?
To have prodded Nintendo.
Yeah, the Lenovo one. It looks most similar to. Um, I believe the Lenovo one has clip-on controllers too, doesn't it? Like the magnetic ones.
Into action here. But don't kid yourself. The plain black exterior is packed with subtle Nintendo charm and refinements, like a better kickstand, a new dock, and 2 USB-C ports, meaning better ergonomics while charging, and
Yeah,
better
that's what I
support
was
for
thinking.
multiple accessories without needing a dongle, all without sacrificing the headphone jack. Now that is courage. The new Joy-Cons also look great. The magnetic mounting mechanism looks way less finicky than the previous sliding one, and thank goodness, they are slightly larger for those of us who aren't literal children, but still
No,
enjoy Mario
me.
Party. Both Joy-Cons appear to have infrared sensors this time, and we've seen speculation
Oh,
that
both of them had. I didn't even. I thought they got rid of infrared altogether. I didn't even see them.
this strange hole on the
Is okay? There it is. I was pointing to the wrong thing. When is that the sensor for like the mouse capability?
controller rail may actually be for a laser for mouse functionality?
That's what I was thinking.
For a brief moment, the Joy-Cons were moving all mouse-like here, which maybe confirms the leaks from a few weeks ago? I don't know. Personally,
Oh, was that where I got it from? Was that from a leak? Okay. Because I said that I did remember hearing it somewhere.
I think it's more likely that it'll slot into like a cardboard cheese grater for a minigame or something, but who knows?
Also, it could be that, yeah.
Now, exclusive to the right Joy-Con is the mysterious C button. Its exclusion
Oh, I
from
didn't
the
even
left
realize that.
Joy-Con leads us to believe that it controls some kind of function in handheld mode. On past Nintendo controllers, C often meant camera, but it could also be chat, or capture, or a connect button for wirelessly streaming games to your dock, like
I hope they actually have a proper um like voice chat and stuff on the new one.
the Wii U. Okay, that one is speculation on our part. And besides, the only C that I care about is backwards compatibility. That's right, baby! You get to play
Alright,
your
Linus.
OG Switch games, both physical and digital, on your brand new machine. Now, there will be some exceptions. Probably the ones with the weird peripheral.
Oh, I forgot
buttons.
about
But even
labor.
so, this is fantastic news because there is a ginormous library of amazing Switch games, many of which performed like absolute dog shit on the
Yeah.
underpowered original console. The only question
Especially since Breath of the Wild was the release game that came with Switch One, I believe, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure it was. And even then it still had troubles playing Breath of the Wild. And then Tears of the Kingdom, it's still a horrendous fucking performance.
is, how is Nintendo gonna roll this out? Personally, I'd probably just settle for more consistent frame rates.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'd also be surprised.
Even if it was like 30 frames, at least make it like smooth 30 frames. So that it's not like jumping from 30 to 20 frames and shit.
Given recent industry trends, if we didn't also see next-gen visual updates. But
Oh yeah, I didn't
will
even
they be
think.
free for Nintendo Online subscribers? Will Nintendo and other devs provide them as paid patches? Or will Nintendo pull a Nintendo and lock these patches behind a full-price remaster, forcing us to rebuy Donkey Kong Country Returns for the 5th time?
Oh, if that happens, instantly selling the Switch 2 when I get it.
The last of the good news is that this video unintentionally
really.
added credibility to some of the
I just
leakers
wouldn't
who showed
rebuy
off
the games.
not only the new shape and Joy-Cons, but also the specs. That's right. While you should always take leaks with at least one grain of salt, we're feeling pretty confident that this list will closely reflect the guts of the Switch 2.
Oh, this GPU chip. Brain was turning off.
A1 processor. Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The GMLX30 is an SoC, or system on a chip, that contains the CPU, GPU, memory controller, and the I/O. It's the beating heart of the Switch 2, and from what we know, it appears to be a semi-custom 5nm variant of the originally 8nm NVIDIA Tegra T239 from a couple of years ago.
Okay.
If that's true, it is going to be a big upgrade. I'm talking 8 tiered ARM cores instead of just 3, and a shockingly potent sounding GPU that uses NVIDIA's Ampere architecture, like the GeForce 3000 series, with 1,536 CUDA cores, 12 streaming multiprocessors, and maybe even other features, such as an optical flow accelerator for frame generation and 8th gen NVENC video encoding, which could have
Wait.
some frame generation GeForce 3000 series with 1,000 NVIDIA's Ampere architecture, like the GeForce 3000 series,
Oh, okay.
with 1,536 CUDA cores, 12 streaming multiprocessors, and maybe even other features, such as an optical flow accelerator
Frame
for
generation.
and 8th gen NVENC video encoding.
See, with like the 50 series coming out later this month, and people being really, what's the word? Suspicious over it being more, AI gen stuff rather than like pure performance, which is completely understandable. Um, but like regular just frame gen, I don't mind too much because I wouldn't be able to play a lot of the games that I play on this card because my dumbass didn't look at the VRAM when buying the 4060 and didn't realize I should have got the 4060 Ti. So I'm stuck with 8 gigs of RAM until I can afford to get a 4070 or a 4060 Ti.
Which could add some weight to our hypothesis about the wireless video streaming. Now, as for other big NVIDIA features, there is no official confirmation that Nintendo will implement support for DLSS AI accelerated upscaling.
Fuck.
But you mark my words here, guys. If the Switch 2 doesn't have some form of AI upscaling, I will buy and eat an entire box of this Super Mario cereal with Mountain Dew as the milk live on WAN Show. It's gonna happen. Rumors also point to the presence of 48 Gen 3 tensor cores and 2 ray tracing ones, but I'm not eating anything if I'm wrong on those ones. We are a lot more
Fair.
certain, though, about the RAM. It looks like we're going to get 12 gigs of LPDDR5X memory clocked at 7,500 megatransfers per second. That is a big upgrade from the 4 gigs we had before at up to 1,600 megatransfers per second. It comes with 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 flash storage rated at 2,100 megabytes per second.
I have no clue what any of that just meant just then, except for the RAM part.
Not sure if that's reads or writes. And it looks like it will be expandable using microSD Express.
Oh, okay, this is memory now. Nice. Is it?
Which is fantastic. It
Micro SD, yeah. Dumbass.
also has support for HDMI 2.1, although, truthfully, on a Nintendo console, I'm a little less interested in high resolutions and frame rates, and I'm a little more interested in support for variable refresh rate, which goes a
Yeah.
long way towards smoothing out games that are running at sub 60 FPS. And it should also help improve power consumption in handheld mode. And I hear what you're thinking, guys. Cool specs, bro, like your cool, well-fitting blank t-shirts on helpststore.com. But what do the specs mean? Well, when Digital Foundry did their performance projection based on the T239, what they projected was base PS4 graphics performance augmented with modern GPU features
Base PS4 graphics performance. That's pretty fucking good.
and solid ray tracing support. And given that that lines up well with claims from Bobby Kotick, former CEO of Activision Blizzard, who honestly I wish we didn't have to mention at all, we're fairly confident that that's where we're gonna land. Not mind-blowing for a home console, but pretty exciting for a handheld console, especially one from Nintendo.
Really blowing away.
Especially if you look at Nintendo's track record of delivering exceptional visuals on extremely limited hardware.
Yeah, again, like the whole playing Breath of the Wild on my Switch again. It sucks that I get all this beautifulness on the OLED screen, and then all of a sudden it drops to 20 frames or lower. It's just really annoying. So yeah,
Like, I can't
having
wait
having that performance is so much more reassuring that games will actually be smooth.
to see what they can pull off on this thing. Speaking of games, The only game shown was presumably a new Mario Kart with possibly support for 24 players.
Oh shit! I didn't even see the 24 players. Is that could that's got to be like a? Is that gonna be like special mode, or is that just like base how many people are gonna be in the game now?
If the starting lines are anything to go by. And all I can say about that is, it's about bloody time! I mean, last time Nintendo released a new numbered Mario Kart, Luke still lived in the basement at our Langley House studio. Outside of the video, we have 3 other games confirmed for next-gen Nintendo platform releases.
My time at Evershine. What's that?
But after that, we are deep into Speculationsville. The last new 3D Mario game was 8 years ago, so we may see one of those. The new Pokemon Legends and Xenoblade are due this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they lined up with the console
I'm not really that big of a fan of Xenoblade, but Legends, Pokemon Legends, definitely getting it.
launch. Metroid Prime 4 is supposed to come out at some point, so
I still haven't played Metroid fucking oh, what one is it? The one on the Switch one. I can't remember what one it's called.
Switch 2. Metroid Prime 4 is supposed to come out at some point, so Switch 2. For any degree of certainty, though, we'll need to wait until April. But seeing as the Switch 1 had arguably the best launch window in console history, and given that Nintendo clearly hasn't rushed this launch, I'm hopeful that Nintendo can deliver.
Yeah, that's one thing that's always been good with Nintendo though, is that they're not quick to release like a new console. Except for like pro versions of their consoles, which for the Switch one it wasn't really like it wasn't upgrade on performance or anything. It was like quality of life stuff, like the OLED screen, a little bit big, like less bezels on the screens, metal clips in the rails, I believe it was, instead of plastic ones to stop the controls from snapping the clips, and just small stuff like that.
For another explosive start to the new generation. As excited as we all are about the first-party titles, though, only time's going to tell if Nintendo's ecosystem will continue to attract third-party developers. The Switch relied heavily on its enormous install base to incentivize high-effort ports, and there's no guarantee that, especially given that some games are clearly going to be cross-compatible, the Switch 2 is going to sell in such quantities. But on the other hand, developers probably won't need to run their games at sub-540p resolutions anymore, and Microsoft has made no secret of their ambitions to grow their software share on other platforms, and for that matter, we've seen hints from
Oh wait, Microsoft support. What was that?
ambitions to grow their
Leaks suggest Microsoft will be supporting the Switch 2 a variety of games and that. Oh, imagine like fucking the original Halos and stuff on Switch. That'd be cool.
software share on other platforms.
Playing Halo 3 and 4. Those were my favorite two of the franchise. Sue me if you don't like number 4.
And for that matter, we've seen hints from Square Enix that former Sony exclusives like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth could find a new home at Big Red.
Okay, then again, I was just about to say, I don't know how Final Fantasy VII Remake would do on it. Then I remembered Switch 2. We don't actually know the specs yet of the GPUs and stuff. Those were only leaks.
In spite of all this, however, I doubt the Switch 2 will see the same kind of historic success as the original. First up, it remains to be seen if the performance jump will be big enough to entice the masses. Second, many people bought multiple Switches for their households, sometimes one for the kids and one for the TV. And as long as the games are also being released on the original Switch, and trust me, with an install base of over 145 million units, that's going to be for a while. I'm not sure that those parents are going to feel the need to upgrade consoles number 2 or number 3 in the house, at least not in the current economy. And finally,
for people with more than one in their houses, it'll be like the person that plays it plays the Switch with the most, they'll get the upgrade to the Switch 2 and stuff. Like, when the Switch 2 comes and when I can get one, I'll probably trade my OLED in to get like money off the purchase.
The Switch 2 has a lot more competition than the original. The original landed
Yeah.
in a completely barren handheld game.
Yeah, because it was like the first like hybrid console, wasn't it? Like one of the first, and like successful at that.
Gaming world. It proved there was an appetite for dedicated handheld gaming devices, but in doing so, since its release, we have seen a flood of excellent options from other parties, like the Steam Deck from Valve.
Yeah, and even with the Steam Deck and Valve and what do we call it? And the ROG, that's it, Ally, ROG Ally. Even still, then it's still people still like when I got the OLED, I was either going to get a Steam Deck or an OLED, and I went straight for the OLED because it's another like actual normal consoles. More people go towards PlayStation because the exclusives. Same with handhelds; they go to Nintendo because of their like Zelda, Mario, stuff like that. The only difference is that Sony's bringing out games on PC. Like, I'm pretty sure it's April that fucking Last of Us 2 remasters come to PC, which I'm getting and playing on the channel, by the way. Because it's been so long since I've played The Last of Us 2.
And the Ally X from Asus, both of which can run Switch games better than the original Switch can, which, as long as the game libraries overlap, is kind of what the Switch 2 does. At the end of the day, though, as someone who pays for my games, I can't wait to get my hands on the Switch 2.
I'm also someone that pays for my games.
Just like I can't wait to tell you about our sponsor.
Alright.
They announced over a month ago that they were going to make a kill switch case for the Switch 2, and we've been told that it will be ready to ship on or before the launch date of the console? Wait, how do they even know when that's going to be? Those bloody robots. Anyway, we all know it's going to be super protective, but what we don't know is they have managed to design it so that the Joy-Cons are still removable. Now, a ton of us
That's cool.
use their kill switch cases for our Steam Decks and our ROG allies. We know they're not cheap, but you get what you pay for. Top-notch quality and excellent customer service.
D-Brand's always been pretty good with their
Switch 2 and sign
cases.
up to get notified when you can pick up a Switch 2 kill switch case for yourself. If you like Nintendo consoles, you should check out our gaming console tier list. We don't have that many controversial takes, David. I think they're good takes.
Oh, I might have to go and have a look at that video. So yeah, a lot of things are coming out this year. Yeah, this year's going to be another 2022, I reckon, because 2022 was a pretty good year for gaming. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok and shit like that. But yeah, this year it's like for me specifically, because PC, I don't have a PlayStation 5. Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2, Monster Hunter 2, Monster Hunter fucking Wild is coming out. Witcher 4, fucking my brain just switched off. Just let me go into my library, not library, my wish list and see which other ones it was. Night Rain, that's it. Mafia, The Old Country, Subnautica 2 is supposed to be coming out this year as well. And apparently it's going to be multiplayer, so that's going to be fucking cool. So yeah, just plus the Switch 2 coming out. There's like so much coming out this year that I'm excited for. Because it's being released this year as well as announced, right? I'm not 100% sure. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss an upload. I'm so sorry that I didn't upload videos. Again, I've been sick all week. I'm only just coming off it. As you can see, I'm like short of breath a little bit because I can't breathe out my nose. It's still stuffed. But very soon we'll be uploading again, and we're going to be starting with God of War Ragnarok. It's installed on my PC. It's just going to be recorded. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.